Local 12 winter weather coverage, sponsored by Wrecker and Berger and AAA.
Tonight, the snow has moved out, but now it's the bitter cold Arctic air moving in. So cold, it could be described as dangerous cold. We'll have details on just how low those temperatures drop coming up in my Weather Authority forecast.
People in the tri-state have some digging to do after a historic snowstorm.
Greater Cincinnati turned into a winter wonderland and a travel nightmare. With much of the area under snow emergencies tonight, we'll show you the work road crews still have ahead of them.
Been here almost 24 hours stuck. Can't move, can't go to my family.
The weather's so bad, truckers can't move. We talked with some of the tri-state's new temporary residents.
Record snowfall buries the tri-state in a blanket of white as warnings continue to stay off the roads. That includes Hamilton County, where right now a level 3 snow emergency has been issued. That means everyone except emergency workers needs to be off those roads. Good evening, I'm Dwayne Pullman.
And I'm Marilla Porter. It's been historic for Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. The snow finally stopped falling, but we are not in the clear just yet. We want to take a live look over Oxford, Ohio tonight on the campus of Miami University. It looks like there's not really anyone out there right now because everybody's stuck inside this weekend.
That's right. And Local 12, of course, is with you all the way tonight. We have live team coverage as the storm continues to cause big problems.
Yeah, Local 12's Chris Arnold has the latest on conditions on the ground downtown. Daniel Zivian has the latest on shoveling efforts in Mason. And meteorologist Eric DeBroca is live in Florence, where local truckers have been stranded for more than a day.
But first, let's go to Chief Meteorologist John Gum, who's been tracking this storm long before it hit here. It has been a rough weekend, John.
Absolutely, Dwayne. And these are the type of snowfall numbers you need to get that level 3 snowfall emergency. 14.2 inches in Batesville, Indiana. Crittenden, Kentucky coming in with 14. We had over 13 in Monroe. A foot on the nose there in Middletown. Versailles even saw just over 11 inches of snow, and it was 10.5 in Cleves. In Hamilton, also 10.5 inches. Officially at the International Airport, we clocked in at just over 10 inches. Maineville, 10 inches on the dot, even 10 inches in Wyoming. In Hamilton County, Mason picked up 9.5, along with Dillsboro, just over 9 in Wilmington, and nearly 9 in Glendale. And in Georgetown, even though we had some sleet mixing in there, 8 inches of snow fell. That snowfall number for Cincinnati on Sunday amounted to 9.2. An inch of it came Saturday, 9.2 on Sunday. That broke a record today for January the 25th, a daily record as we call it. The new record, 9.2, the old record, 5.8 in 2004. And that 9.2-inch snowfall also making the 7th biggest one-day snowfall total we have seen in the history of Cincinnati weather keeping. That 9.2 coming today is also the biggest one-day total that we've seen since the biggest one-day total happened in 1998. Certainly, we've seen some two-day totals that have been around this much, but not a one-day total. Nippert Stadium cam tonight on the campus of UC there in Corryville. It is bitterly cold. 10. We have some flurries flying, but nothing that's going to amount to anything overnight. Feels like 2 below when you factor in that west wind that's blowing at 8 miles per hour. 0 in Middletown tonight. 1 at Lunken. 1 below in Wilmington, and 3 below the wind chill in Batesville. Those numbers will dip lower overnight. Some flurries being detected by radar into Butler, Warren County, some through Campbell County, out through Brown County, but there will be some flurries here and there tonight as some clouds make their way through the tri-state. They'll squeeze out some flurries from time to time. Accumulating snows, they're up around Boston tonight where the winter storm warnings continue. They continue here too through the lunch hour tomorrow. Winter storm warning due to the travel conditions that we're seeing. And from midnight tonight through 6 o'clock tomorrow, it's a cold weather advisory. Wind chills as low as 10 below. We up the ante by Tuesday morning. Wind chills 15 below or colder. That's an extreme cold warning. So coming up, we're going to break it down. This could be a big stretch of very cold air, maybe one of the top 10 coldest, longest stretches we've seen in history in Cincinnati. We'll step you through it in my Weather Authority forecast.
All right, thanks, John. And the impact of this winter storm, of course, being felt across the tri-state as those temperatures start diving. Local 12's Chris Arnold joins us live downtown at the corner of Race and 2nd Street. Chris, what's it looking like out there?
And broke, don't fix.
Well, yeah, Marilla, it's definitely getting a lot colder out here. You know, when we were out here earlier today around 6:30, there were still some cars out on the road, some people walking, but now it's almost like a ghost town out here at the corner of Race and 2nd Street. Now, the city has deployed dozens of snowplows throughout the day to remove snow and treat the roads. Now, this is a look at the city's online snow tracker, which updates and refreshes about every 15 minutes. Again, we're at the corner of Race and 2nd Street near Paycor Stadium, and the map here shows this has been salted and plowed. That's in the orange on the map. Now, again, nearby Paycor and the banks are also in the same boat in that orange salted and plowed category. But there are some side streets just to the north of us that are in that blue color you see there. That means that that area has been salted, or red, where a problem has been reported. Now, you can get to the city's online snow tracker, snowplow tracker, that is, by going to local12.com. Just click the Get It tab to find that link. Now, it was a struggle earlier in the day for people that were out on the roads. We saw someone on Marion Spencer Way having to get moved out of the middle of the road by Cincinnati police this afternoon. On the flip side, people were out and about earlier just taking a look at all the snow that was coming down. That includes downtown residents Melanie Clark and Evie Angelo, who said they were just tired of being stuck inside. So after a short walk, they headed on home, and they're hopeful conditions out here will be a little bit better for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll just be working from home instead, so not too much of a change.
Yeah, I work from home, or I can walk to work, luckily, living downtown, so we'll be okay. Just, I think as long as like we're able to drive places in the next couple of days, that would be ideal.
And crews, yeah, they've been out in full force throughout the day. They've been working alternating 12-hour shifts to clear snow from city streets since about 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Now, drivers are asked to remain off the roads, but if you do have to get out, you're asked to drive with caution and give those snowplows plenty of room on the road. For now, live here near Paycor Stadium, Chris Arnold, Local 12 News.
All right, thanks, Chris. And City Manager Cheryl Long has designated a snow emergency effective through tomorrow. That means cars can be towed and fines issued if you are parked in a snow emergency route. Well, the snow has stopped falling, of course, in Warren County, and we are checking in on the impacts there.
Local 12's Daniel Zivian is live in Deerfield Township with the latest on clearing the streets and sidewalks there. Daniel.
Yeah, guys, it is deceptively clean out here. We're going to step out of the way, let you take a look at the main drag. It looks okay, but again, it's deceptive. You really don't want to be on these roads, just like the authorities are telling you, especially if you try to go in and out of places. Take a look down here at the snow piled up here. It's actually a little bit better now because some plow trucks were just coming through here. I think they're going to be fixing this up in the next few minutes. I'm here at the Waffle House, which is the only game in town. We've had workers in all night, in and out. They're going all up and down Warren County. And of course, downtown Mason, just like downtown Cincinnati, was a ghost town today, completely empty. But while the roads were still half decent earlier, we found people both at work and at play. Check it out.
We drove about 10 minutes from here, which actually the roads are pretty dangerous. There's a guy who got stuck. His tire completely came off. And I don't know, if you don't have four-wheel drive, I wouldn't be out here. I don't know.
And that's not going to stop you guys, right?
Never!
With more snow coming down, not everyone could spend a day at the sledding hill.
It's a little slow, but it gets it done.
Some residents had to work.
I use a square point because it's longer and it doesn't hurt the back nowhere near as much. That's why I use this square point. I used to shovel a lot of gravel back in the day.
Benjamin shoveled his driveway for a couple hours and says he hasn't seen this much snow since growing up in Dayton.
Wife took a nap upstairs and I decided to sneak out and be a good husband.
Benjamin says no matter how much you want to get back inside, you shouldn't rush it.
Take your time. Anybody that's out there shoveling, please just take your time. Just do a little bit at a time and, go out for 10, 15 minutes, take 10-15 minute break, just a little bit at a time.
Ben's advice is actually backed up by the American Heart Association, which says that the exertion could increase your risk of a heart attack. The AHA recommends pushing and sweeping the snow rather than lifting and throwing it. And just to add, we just saw a couple of civilian vehicles during that package come by, a big SUV and a hatchback. They were going pretty fast, and you shouldn't be doing that. No matter how nice it looks, do not do that. For now, I'm live in Deerfield Township. Daniel Zivian, back to you guys.
Good advice, Daniel. Thank you very much. And just a note here, we literally have hundreds of closures being announced for tomorrow. You can see those closures at the bottom of your screen. We're scrolling them throughout the day and through this newscast. All right, take a look at this video from Claremont County. Viewer Tim Anderson sent us this time lapse showing the storm hitting Miami Township. You can see the snow starting to hit the ground yesterday around 6:30, and then that blanket of snow really covering everything in sight all overnight and into this morning.
You can scan the QR code on your screen to download the free Weather Authority app. It has a live interactive radar and sends alerts to your phone. You can also find it by searching WKRC in the App Store or on Google Play. And remember, you can stay up to date with delays and closures at local12.com.
And as long as you're safe and able to do this, we want to see your pictures and videos of the storm. You can send them to us at local12.com/chime-in. Be sure to include what part of town you're in, where that picture came from, and you just might see them on TV.
And make sure to tune in to Good Morning Cincinnati tomorrow morning starting at 4:25. It'll have the latest on the conditions outside and live looks at the roads for your morning commute.
And speaking of that, let's take a live look at the road conditions out there. Believe it or not, I-75 right there. That is I-75 at Vine Street. It is still snow-covered and treacherous.
And coming up, we're going to check in with meteorologist Eric DeBroca, who is live in northern Kentucky, where brutal cold and strong winds are blowing. Plus, Chief Meteorologist John Gum has a full look at tonight's forecast and how it'll affect your commute tomorrow.
Well, I can go to promo. Okay. John's out of Eric's. You can tell him that.
Okay.
7 and 8 are dead, Landon. Second. 7 and 8 are dead. Yes,
Local 12 winter weather coverage, sponsored by Wrecker and Berger and AAA.
All right, so heavy snow is over in northern Kentucky, but some flakes are still falling and the cold is settling in tonight.
Meteorologist Eric DeBroca is live in Florence. That's where some truckers have been stranded for the weekend. Eric, it's a tough weekend for those truckers and so many others.
That's right, Dwayne, definitely has been. I want to bring your attention, though, to the light snow falling. Fun fact, meteorologist John Gum will talk a lot more about this later on, but I want to at least mention it, that we're still seeing light snowfall, and perhaps with Arctic air coming over the Great Lakes, this might be some lake enhancement coming from Lake Michigan. Again, a factor for the Arctic temperatures, and that's really what's going to play a big factor as far as why it's going to take so long for this storm. Check out this video we shot just a couple hours ago because I want to show you the before and after here. This was about 8 to 8:30, and we are looking at I-75 and 71 still snow covered, where you can barely make out the lines in the roadways there, and still really only passable for one vehicle. Now, if we can see, we're going to see at least road crews have been working around the clock, trying to get things better, but again, this has been a really impactful storm for everyone, including the truckers.
Everything looks not great, you know. Been here almost 24 hours stuck. Can't move, can't go to my family, can't do any activities, you know. I don't want anybody to be in an accident. I hope everyone stays safe. I've seen a lot of trucks stuck right there, including myself. I'm stuck right now.
Stranded truckers at the truck stop in Florence. Unfortunately, that's going to continue well into tomorrow as well. But some good news, though. I want to highlight the highway right now. You can see that difference between what it was just about 2 to 3 hours ago to the way it is right now. At least you can see the road. And so, as I mentioned, the road crews have been working tirelessly here over the past few hours. Good reminder, though, Boone County still in, by the way, a level 2 snow emergency. So just stay off the roads if you don't have to be on them, and let the crews do their thing. Reporting live from Florence, meteorologist Eric DeBroca. Back to you.
Still very snow covered out there. Thank you, Eric. Cincinnati's extreme winter weather daytime shelter will be open once again tomorrow for people in need. That shelter will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the St. Anthony Center tomorrow in Over the Rhine, providing food, blankets, and you can get free bus transportation to and from the group's overnight winter shelter on Guest Street. Plus, all 22 Cincinnati recreation centers will be open tomorrow, and every Hamilton County Public Library open as well for anyone who just wants to get out of the cold. And that is a big message for everyone, because this is going to be cold.
It's going to get a lot colder, too. We're looking at the data tonight, going through next week, and we kind of compare this to what has happened historically. And looking at this, it's possible we could, again, be setting records here, being kind of the top 10 longest, coldest kind of stretch. Certainly not the coldest or the longest, obviously, but just one of those that kind of stands out to us.
Not the kind of record you want to set.
No,
either,
not at all. And you know, with how temperatures are, the roads just are going to take a long time to improve. I'm hoping some sun tomorrow helps things along just a little bit. All right, let's talk about what's going on in the tri-state, and what we got going on here are chili can snowfall measurements. Some serious stuff here, my friends. It is very Cincinnati. Sarah in Sycamore Township shared this picture with us. Sarah, thank you very much. We love the creative measurements. That's always fun. I've seen more of these coming in. Nicole, it's got the chicken there. Thanks, Nicole, for sharing that with us. And we like this one. We got the champagne on ice there. Yeah, a little chilled in the snow. Teresa, thank you for sending that picture in to us today. And yeah, you could also use your dog to measure the snow. Linda did that with her dog Heidi. And Heidi is clearly enjoying that snow. Local12.com/chime in, the place to send those pictures. And they come into our producers, and they come into us in the weather department, and we just love to check those out. Time-lapse video from Nippert Stadium over the past 24 hours. You can see that snow starting last night, at times getting heavy, reducing visibility, blowing across the rooftop there at times. And you can watch the clock going around there. This is 10 inches of snow in 30 seconds for you coming down there in Corryville at Nippert Stadium the last 24 hours, and then some breaks in the clouds throughout the tri-state this evening. We've got some flurries, though, flying out there this evening. Whenever you get this much cold and you have some clouds coming through, you're going to squeeze some of these flurries out. So Waynesville to Wilmington, a few snow flurries, some flying out here through Kenton County into Campbell County. They're really flying everywhere, but radar doesn't pick them up too efficiently. Big snows, accumulating snows have moved away, but as Eric mentioned, we've got a kind of fetch of moisture coming off Lake Michigan with these clouds that will keep some flurries going at times through tomorrow morning. Snows moving off to the north and east up into New England toward Boston, where they have winter storm warnings up. We still have them here. They run through noon tomorrow, and that's basically because of all the travel concerns that we still have going on throughout the tri-state. So there is the winter storm warning that continues. Red light up for the travel tomorrow, and then even beyond tomorrow with how cold it is. I mean, we're going to see outlying areas still, see snow-covered roads, still continuing to see issues. Could be some snow showers there too later in the day Wednesday with additional minor accumulations. So the red light tomorrow morning, temperatures are in the single digits. Sub-zero wind chills will be dealing with tomorrow as low as 10 below zero. And we struggle to even make it out of the single digits for high temperatures, but we got some sun around. So I'm hoping the sun can help things get a little better on the roadways. Dangerous cold, though, coming tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. Our frostbite times are going to be down to about 10 to 15 minutes for exposed skin. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're going to be out, you got to cover everything up. This is a brutal stretch of cold coming for the week ahead. Sub-zero lows, it looks like each and every day. Tonight, we're into the single digits. Tomorrow, again, single digits to low teens for highs at best. But you add the wind into the mix. Look at those wind chills, about 10 to 15 below tomorrow morning, and they stay around 10 below through the day tomorrow, dipping lower Tuesday morning, 15, maybe 20 below zero, and then they don't come out of the single digits by Tuesday afternoon. Cold weather advisory starts at midnight, goes through 6 tomorrow, and then we up it to an extreme cold warning from 6 o'clock tomorrow through noon on Tuesday. Look at this brutal stretch of cold. Teens tomorrow, teens Tuesday, below zero lows Tuesday morning, breezy, a bitter cold start there Tuesday. Then a few snow showers later in the day Wednesday, Thursday, quiet, Friday, quiet, teens for highs. Lows, they're below zero right on through next week. With this snowpack on the ground, it will get cold. We're back to freezing by next Tuesday. Maybe some snow showers by then. It doesn't look like anything big. Of course, you know where to track it. Download the Weather Authority app. Morella.
All right, thanks, John. And coming up, stuck in the snow, we're taking you to CVG to show you the impacts there after the break.
Thank you.
Yeah, I figured out what it was. It wasn't that it was, I thought he said pig. I thought it was flying. When he said Nippert Stadium.
So it's 2 stories, and then she says, we'll be right back? Okay. So I begin with, forget the Zoom, Monster Zoom's gone. It's gone.
Show you.
Are you at 14 already?
Local 12 winter weather coverage, sponsored by Wrecker and Burger and AAA.
Almost 250 flights at CVG have been canceled because of this storm. More than 30 were canceled yesterday, 180 today, and already 39 flights are now canceled for tomorrow. CVG has a list of all those cancellations and delays on its website, along with available parking and TSA wait times. You can find all that on local12.com. Just go to the Get It tab to find that.
Well, despite the brutal weather, Cincinnati Metro is still operating as normal, but you can expect delays and detours. Metro says any updates on services will come through the transit app and Metro's detour blog. In a Facebook post, they say their buses can't stop safely on snowy or icy hills, so you should try to board at the top or bottom of those hills instead. We'll be right back.
All right, Dwayne, stay indoors tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Talking wind chills.
What about me? Can I stay indoors?
No, Morella, we need you out reporting live
please,
for
no.
Good Morning Cincinnati. Didn't you get the call from the boss?
No.
Somebody called in sick here and tomorrow. Single-digit temperatures, 10 below on the wind chills, maybe lower. And then it gets even colder Tuesday morning, maybe 15, 20 below wind chills. And then all week long, we're talking lows. I mean, I like conservative on those. If we get clearing and light winds, we could be at 10 below or lower for the actual lows.
So dangerous.
Yeah.
Be careful this week.